Just some events updates. Obviously, we're now Field Days is going online. So from the 30th of June for 2 weeks, Field Days will be providing a virtual exhibition space, very similar to other international events who offer this type of experience. Again, it is a trial, but we do hope to bring Field Days back in 2021. Obviously, not only is it the largest major event for Waipa, but it's definitely for the Waikato with regards to economic impact. We were due to host the New Zealand Tourism Awards in November. That has been postponed until next year, so we will reset the date for that. Explore and Trends, these are what we call our two main international trade shows. They've obviously been delayed. Trends 2021, which is the main time when we actually sell the Waikato to the world, we will not be having until maybe June next year, so we're just awaiting on a date for that. Two major convention centres were due to open this year, Te Pai and Christchurch, which potentially is the one that will be taking a lot of business away for us for business events. That has now been delayed for another year. And of course, in New Zealand International Convention Centre, we will not know the reopening date of that until they work through the final insurance claims. So again, by having these two convention centres not operating means that places like Claudelands and the Mystery Creek Event Centre are going to be filling the gap for national and international conferences for the short term, which is actually a good opportunity for us again as a region post-COVID. But we also do still have events planned. So the major events, obviously, the National Waka Ama is at this stage still planned to take effect in Lake Karapiro, and we also have our first major event for the region, the ICC Women's Cricket World Cup, scheduled for the 8th of February. Again, this one will particularly be decided by around October, November, whether international travel restrictions have lifted to enable some of the players to come. Otherwise, they will have to go into, if it does continue, into isolation until the Cricket World Cup can be held. So what we have seen, particularly for other parts of the sector, is that events have been more postponed for Waipa and for the wider Waikato region rather than completely cancelled and not returning. So there is some positivity for us as we do see this as the lead sector into recovery economically and socially for the district. Next slide, Sam. Thanks. So response, we have what we call 3-tiered response plan. Obviously, this is no similar to everyone else right now. We have a mitigate process, which we're currently in now. We then have a restart phase, and then we have a reimagine phase. So initially in the response phase, no different to everyone else, lots of briefings, lots of support. We're obviously having face-to-face briefings across all the sector long before the shutdown. And now we've moved to the virtual space. We're still doing advocacy at a national level to try and make sure we can access more business support for the region. Some of the gap right now out of government support and out of the support that Te Waka can provide is it doesn't cover any employees for 100 employees plus. So that's quite the pointy end of town, we call it, for most of our region, for our big employers. Again, wage subsidy, okay, but outside of that, there's actually no large industry support. So we've been pushing that through government to try and unlock some of that if this lockdown continues. We've been doing one-on-one operator check-ins. We have 240 listed operators with us. So again, these are daily to weekly check-ins by all our team just to make sure everyone's been able to access business advice and some of the wage support. We've been doing webinars, and we've now moved in the last 2 weeks into workforce redeployment. So again, we've been taking some organisations or employers that have maybe at least 5 to 10 staff members displaced through to Hobbiton, who had one of the largest at around 270, and actually redeploying them and offering them redeployment options into the kiwifruit industry. We placed 110 staff into kiwifruit with transport from Hobbiton, as well as the avocado industry, which will be the next seasonal workforce will be standing up until the end of the year. We've put staff into supermarkets, civil defence, security, and also they've been providing some services from home. But again, what we are going to see over the next 2 weeks, and we're starting to measure that, is the full impacts of people that we cannot redeploy that potentially will be out of work. So there's currently a survey underway, and we'll be updating all councils and the government around the overall impact for tourism in Waikato. Thanks, Sam.